Hello and welcome back to Radio Beefit. I'm Dan.
And I'm Michelle. It is so good to be back with you all for another deep dive.
You know, I have a bit of a confession to make right at the top of the show today. And honestly, it feels a little bit like a personal attack on my own character.
Oh no, this sounds serious. Did you buy another piece of gym equipment that you're now, using as a clothes rack?
Worse.
Yeah.
I think I might be the textbook definition of that guy when it comes to fitness trends, specifically the efficiency hacker guy.
I know the type. The one who spends like 3 hours researching the perfect 10-minute workout.
Exactly. But here is where I went wrong. I'm the all-or-nothing guy. You know the logic. I read the articles. I see that high-intensity interval training, HIIT, is the absolute gold standard for efficiency. It burns calories, it boosts your heart health, all in 20 minutes.
Okay.
So my brain, my stubborn logical brain, immediately goes, okay, if 20 minutes on Tuesday is good, then doing it every single day must be 7 times as good.
Ah, yes. The classic logic trap. The linear math of fitness. If one pill cures my headache, the whole bottle makes me superhuman.
That is exactly how my brain works. So, full disclosure to everyone listening.
Yeah.
Last month, I tried exactly that. I committed to a hard, and I mean hard HI session 5 days in a row.
Oh boy. I can already see where this is going.
By Friday, I wasn't just tired. I felt haunted.
Haunted?
I felt like a zombie. My legs were heavy, sure. That I expected. But it was, deeper than that. I was irritable. I was snapping at people for no reason. And I remember staring at a flight of stairs in my office like it was Mount Everest. I genuinely thought I was coming down with a bad flu.
And let me guess, you checked your temperature and you weren't actually sick?
Nope. No fever, no cough. Just completely existentially fried.
Well, honestly, first of all, I want to validate that. You are not alone. That zombie feeling is actually a very specific physiological state that we're going to unpack today. It's a real thing.
Good, because it scared me a little. I thought I was losing my edge or something.
It should scare you. We live in this culture that glorifies the grind, right? Hashtag no days off. We think if we aren't suffering, we aren't making progress.
Right.
But when it comes to HI specifically, that mindset isn't just wrong. It's actually biologically counterproductive. You are working against yourself.
And that is exactly what we are digging into today. We've pulled together a stack of articles, expert insights from cardiologists and personal trainers, and the latest research. We're going to answer the burning question, how much HIIT is too much?
That's right. We're going to find that frequency sweet spot. Because let's be clear, HIIT is amazing. It torches calories. It improves your VO2 max. It's fast. But as the research shows, it is a very, very sharp, double-edged sword.
So let's get into it. Our goal today is to figure out how to get the results without the crash. So you've been looking at the data. What is the magic number here? Because clearly 5 days in a row was a disaster for me.
It definitely was. And the actual number is probably lower than you think. If you look at the research on sustainable training frequency, where you get the fitness gains without the hormonal crash, the limit for most people is just 2 to 3 sessions per week.
2 to 3?
2 to 3. That's the ceiling.
Okay, I have to be honest. That sounds surprisingly low. I mean, compared to the grind I was doing, that feels like a vacation. It feels like I'm barely working out.
I know, right? It sounds totally counterintuitive.
Right.
But here is the why behind it. We have to understand what HIIT actually does to the body biologically. It's not just about your muscles getting tired.
Right, because I can push through sore muscles, no pain, no gain, and all that. That's just part of the game.
True, but HIIT places a massive demand on your central nervous system, your CNS, and your joints, not just your muscle fibers. It's a systemic shock.
Okay, so when I felt like a zombie, that wasn't my muscles giving up on me.
No, that was your motherboard frying.
That is a perfect analogy. So it's hardware versus software.
Exactly. You can repair a flat tire, which is kind of like a sore muscle, pretty fast. But if you fry the motherboard, your central nervous system, the whole car just shuts down. That's why you felt that deep existential fatigue.
We have some expert insight here from a certified personal trainer, Emily Nichols. She puts it really bluntly. Your body cannot sustain that high intensity physically and mentally, day after day.
Physically and mentally. That explains the irritability you felt. Nichols explains that without a significant gap between sessions, you aren't actually getting fitter.
You're just breaking yourself down.
You're just breaking your body down.
This is the part I think I misunderstood. I thought the workout was where the fitness happened. I thought the sweat was the success.
It's such a common misconception. The workout is the stimulus. Think of it like a demolition crew. You go in and you break things down.
Oh, yeah.
But the fitness happens when the construction crew comes in afterward to rebuild the building stronger. And that crew only works when you're resting.
So the magic is actually in the downtime.
Precisely. The guideline in the literature is strictly 24 to 48 hours of rest between HI sessions. If you hit it hard again before that 48-hour window is up, you're sending the demolition crew back in while the cement is still wet.
You're just digging a hole that you never fill back up.
You're constantly in a deficit.
That makes so much sense. It's kind of like medicine. If a doctor gives you a prescription, for an antibiotic, you take the specific dose. You don't down the whole bottle thinking it'll cure you by noon.
Yes, that is a perfect way to put it. Treat your HI sessions like a powerful dose of medicine or a really important appointment. You go in, do the work, trigger the response, and then you have to step back and let the biology take over. It's not a daily vitamin, it's a high-potency treatment.
I like that. Treat it like a surgical strike, not a daily grind. But I want to go back to that zombie feeling I mentioned.
Yeah.
Because it really felt deeper than just being physically tired. The sources mentioned something about stress hormones, right?
They do. This is where it gets really fascinating and a little scary if you're an overtrainer. We need to talk about cortisol.
The stress hormones.
Right. Now, we hear cortisol, and we automatically think bad. But cortisol isn't inherently the villain. When you do a HIIT workout, your body releases cortisol to help mobilize energy. It's that fight or flight response. In the short term, that's a good thing.
So a little spike is necessary to get the work done. It's the turbo button.
Correct. But the human body is designed for acute stress. Think about it. A tiger chases you, cortisol spikes, you escape, hopefully, and then cortisol drops. You relax.
And our problem was, the tiger was chasing me 5 days a week.
Exactly. If you do HIIT every single day without enough recovery, your cortisol levels never get a chance to come back down to baseline. You end up with chronically elevated cortisol.
And that's when the problems really start.
Big time. We have insights from Norma Orellana, who's a cardiology nurse practitioner. She points out that while that fight or flight response is useful in the moment, the problem becomes where there is too much cortisol in the body for too long.
And what does that look like?
It looks exactly like your zombie week. She lists the symptoms. Excessive fatigue, feeling drained rather than energized, mood changes like irritability or anxiety, and even sleep disturbances.
Oh, wait, sleep disturbances. That seems so ironic. I would think if I work out that hard, I'd sleep like a baby.
You would think. But because your stress hormones are sky high, your body is essentially stuck in alert mode. You're physically exhausted, but you're chemically wired.
Tired but wired. That is terrifyingly accurate to what I experienced. I was lying in bed, totally shattered. My legs felt like jelly, but I was just staring at the ceiling, unable to turn my brain off.
And there's one more kicker from Norma Orellana: weakened immunity.
So let me get this straight. I'm working out to get healthier, but by doing too much, I'm actually suppressing my immune system and making myself more likely to get sick.
It is a total paradox. It's called the open window theory. After intense exertion, your immune system dips for a few hours. If you stack those dips on top of each other without recovery, you leave the window open. You can literally exercise yourself into sickness.
That is a huge wake-up call.
Yeah.
It really redefines what discipline means.
Yeah.
Sometimes discipline isn't pushing through the pain. It's having the discipline to sit on the couch and actually recover.
Absolutely. And there are some red flags listeners can look out for. Aside from the mood stuff, watch for performance drops. If you usually run a 7-minute mile and suddenly you're struggling to hit 8, despite trying just as hard,
Right.
That's not a bad day. That's your central nervous system throttling you.
And what about soreness? Like, is all soreness good?
No, if you have soreness lasting more than 72 hours, that's not good pain.
Yeah.
That's tissue damage that isn't healing. It's your body waving a white flag.
Okay, so we've established that 2 to 3 times a week is the limit. And we know we need that 24 to 48-hour buffer. But I'm sure there are people listening, people like me, who are thinking, okay, great, but what do I do on the other days?
Right, the vacuum.
I can't just sit around if I want to stay active. I need a routine.
No, and you shouldn't. The goal isn't to be sedentary on the off days. It's all about balance. The sources outline a really great hierarchy for a perfect week.
Lay it on us. What's the hierarchy?
Okay, so number 1, lead with strength training.
Interesting. So weights come first.
Yes. Strength training builds muscle and metabolism without that same frantic cortisol spike you get from HIIT. It's the foundation. Then, number 2, Sprinkle in your HIIT. That's your metabolic boost, your 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay. And the rest.
Number 3, fill the gaps with active recovery.
I feel like active recovery is a buzzword that people interpret in so many different ways. For some people, that means a light jog. For others, it means walking to the fridge.
It should probably be a little more than walking to the fridge, but definitely less than a jog. The sources define it as things like walking, gentle yoga, or mobility work. The goal is blood flow.
So you're moving, but you're not training.
Exactly. You want to promote circulation to help flush out waste products in your muscles, but without adding any new stress. A good rule of thumb is, if you can't hold a conversation easily while you're doing it, you're working too hard for recovery.
Okay, let's make this concrete. Let's build a hypothetical perfect week based on this research.
Yeah.
If I'm starting on Monday, what do I do?
Monday, let's do a full body strength workout, lift some heavy things, get the muscles working.
Done. Tuesday.
Tuesday is a great day for your first HIIT session. You're fresh, keep it to 20 or 30 minutes, get in, spike the heart rate, get out.
Okay, Wednesday. I'm probably feeling it a bit from the first 2 days.
Perfect. Wednesday is active recovery. Go for a long walk, maybe 45 minutes, or do a nice flow yoga class. Just get the blood moving.
Thursday.
Back to strength. Maybe focus on upper or lower body specifically.
And Friday?
Friday, you can hit your second HIIT session, finish the work week strong.
And the weekend.
Active recovery or full rest. Maybe a hike on Saturday and Sunday, just chill.
See, when you lay it out like that, it sounds so doable. It sounds sustainable.
It is. And the crazy thing is, you'll probably see better results with that schedule than you would grinding out HIIT every single day because your body actually has the resources to adapt.
I love that. It's about working smarter, not harder. But I will say, hearing that schedule is one thing. Actually planning it, remembering which day is leg day and which day is yoga day, it can get a little overwhelming.
It is a lot of administrative work for your body.
It is.
Yeah.
I need a spreadsheet just to plan my lunch sometimes.
Well, look, if you want a simple breakdown of this stuff later or help planning that schedule without needing a degree in physiology, bfit.ai has free articles that make fitness and nutrition feel actually clear and doable. It's a great resource if you just want someone to simplify the science for you.
Definitely check that out if you're feeling lost.
Yeah.
But we need to pivot to something a bit more serious for a moment. We talked about the zombie feeling and hormones, but there are some actual safety risks here too, right?
There are. And this is where we need to put on our serious friend hats for a second. Because HIE spikes your heart rate and blood pressure so aggressively and so quickly, it is risky for certain people.
Who needs to be most careful?
Anyone with a history of cardiac conditions or heart issues. Norma Orellana, the nurse practitioner we mentioned, is very clear on this. She warns that if you have a heart condition, you should avoid HIE entirely until you are cleared by a cardiologist.
That makes total sense. The demand on the heart is immense. It's 0 to 100 real quick.
Literally. And she also advises that if you are over 45 or new to exercise, you should really get a checkup first. It's not about discouraging you, it's about making sure your engine can handle the nitrous oxide boost, so to speak.
Great analogy. You wouldn't put race fuel in a car with a cracked engine block.
Exactly. And even if you are cleared and healthy, there are 2 non-negotiables for safety. First, the warm-up.
Oh, the thing I usually skip.
You cannot skip the
Yeah,
warm-up.
I know. But 5 minutes feels so long when you just want to get it over with.
It is non-negotiable. 5 to 10 minutes. You cannot jump cold into a sprint. That is a recipe for a torn hamstring or worse. And the second thing is form. Prioritize perfect form over speed.
Form over speed. Got it.
In HI, because you're racing the clock, the temptation is to flail around just to get the reps in. But as soon as your form breaks down, as soon as your back arches or your knees cave in, you stop. Or you slow down, do not flail.
Do not flail. I'm going to write that on my mirror.
Okay.
Okay, we have a few minutes left, and I want to do a rapid-fire round, the can I section.
I'm ready. Hit me.
Question 1. I did HIT yesterday. Today, I feel totally fine. No soreness, tons of energy. Can I do it again today?
No.
That was fast.
It's a hard no. Remember the motherboard analogy. Cellular recovery takes time even if you don't feel sore. Your hormones and your nervous system need that 24 hours. Consecutive days just increase injury risk, period. Go for a walk instead.
Okay, tough love. I like it. Question 2. How long should these sessions actually be? Because I see hour-long HII classes advertised.
Too long. If you can do HIIT for an hour, you aren't doing HIIT.
Oh, really? You're just doing strenuous cardio. True high-intensity interval training is anaerobic. You literally shouldn't be able to sustain it for more than 20 or 30 minutes total. That includes your warm-up and cool-down. The actual hard work part might only be 10 or 15 minutes.
That is such a relief to hear. 20 minutes I can do. An hour makes me want to cry.
Keep it short, keep it intense.
Okay, last question. I hate jumping. My knees hate jumping. My neighbors downstairs hate when I jump. Is HIIT just burpees and box jumps?
Absolutely not. And this is a huge myth. HIIT refers to the intensity of your heart rate, not the specific movement. You can do low-impact HIIT. You can do it on a stationary bike, a rower, swimming, or even walking on a steep incline. As long as you are spiking that heart rate and then recovering, it's HIIT. No jumping required.
My downstairs neighbors thank you.
Happy to help keep the peace.
So to wrap this all up, because I feel like we've covered a ton of ground here, what's the main takeaway for everyone listening?
I think the headline is this: more isn't better. Better is better.
I love that. The limit is 2 to 3 times a week. The magic happens during the rest. And please listen to your mood. If you're feeling grumpy, anxious, or like a zombie, that isn't weakness. That is your body screaming at you to take a nap.
Consistency beats intensity. It's better to train moderately for a whole year than go super hard for a month and quit because you burned out.
Exactly. We want you doing this for life, not just for January.
Well, I'm definitely rethinking my schedule for next week. I'm going to embrace the active recovery life.
This sounds perfect.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We hope this helps you find your own sweet spot.
Take care of your bodies. Catch you next time.